Welcome to the October 30th weekly market update. My name is Michael Meier. We're going to discuss how the increase in rates have affected and are affecting offers I'm receiving and properties that I have in contract. We're going to talk about how the number of properties that went into contract this past week went down 20%, and what does that mean? And we're going to talk about how what is going on in the country in general, which is a lot of bad news for real estate, is quite different from what's happening in our market in New York City. So let's jump in and discuss this to give you some quick answers. So first of all, rates. Rates have gone up quite a lot, quite steeply, the fastest increase in rates that we've had. And so I'll give you examples of how that's affecting our market. Well, I got an offer on one of my listings this past week. They came in at 13% below ask, thinking rates have gone up. The buyers have a lot more leverage because there are less buyers out there, and the sellers should be so much more negotiable. And how did my clients respond to that? They took more of a wait and see approach. My clients were like, okay, I understand you're coming in at a low offer, but I have a lot of other showings still taking place. And Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, because the rates are higher, your monthly expenses are higher. So your qualifications are actually less now. You're less attractive to me as a buyer. So kind of a double-edged sword over there. Buyers need to understand that they're not in this incredibly strong position because sellers are not really scared of what's going on in the market. As a matter of fact, this past week, we only had 330 properties come onto the market for sale. That's a down 16%. 20% of sellers took their property off the market. So understand that sellers are not running for the fences. They're taking their time. Now, if we look at it from a supply perspective, it is normal at this time of year for supply to begin to go down. So it's not a aberration or any way that all sellers are just saying, I don't want to sell. It's just normal. As we get towards December, less properties come onto the market. The bigger story is contracts signed is down 21%. There's 167 properties that got signed this week. Last week, it was up over 20%. So we got excited about that, but now we've kind of boomeranged back. So last week, as you'll see, the number of contracts were up quite high. Now, generally, again, at this time of year, you begin to see the number of contracts getting signed go down as we get towards the end of the year, but it's just quite a big jump up and then jump back down over the last couple of weeks. A little bit of a boomerang effect over there. But again, the number of properties going into contract should steadily continue to decline as they normally do at this time of year. Now, how do we compare to the market in the country in general? Well, National Association of Realtors saying that 1.5% decrease in existing home sales in September. And if we get even look further than that, we look at the there being an almost 11% drop in the number of single-family homes that got sold, and a 17.6% drop from September 2021. Now we look at how many properties are actually on the market in the country. What's happened? Well, seasonally adjusted estimate of new home sales at the end of September was 462, and that gives us a supply of 9.2% months. It will take 9.2 months to sell off the current inventory. We haven't had this kind of supply since 2008. So in the country in general, we're seeing a lot of really, really bad news for the market. I want you to understand the country, I think, is in a much worse position than we are in New York City, because the country went up 30-40%. Affordability is a big question in this country because of such a quick increase in values in the last couple of years, while New York City is still down 12% from 2016. So while, yes, we're having a slow decrease in the number of contracts that are being signed, we still have more properties in contract now than we did in 2019. So relatively speaking, New York City is not in a bad spot. I think as a buyer, this is a phenomenal opportunity to go out there and purchase a property. I think there's a lot of support for the New York City market to go up over time, and this is just a great investment to jump into. So I highly urge you to not think about the fact that maybe you'll get a few percentage points cheaper, but to think about the fact that now is a great opportunity to buy. If you'd like further information about the market, please give me a call. This is Michael Meier, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.